welcome back to another seats.aero demo. Today I'll be showing you guys how to use Air France Flying Blue Miles to book SAS Business Class or SAS forward flights in general. So if you guys don't know, SAS is an airline based in Scandinavia, specifically Stockholm and Copenhagen. They fly to a wide variety of different US gateway cities such as Washington Dulles, Chicago O'Hare, New York JFK, Boston Logan, Miami, Seattle, and San Francisco, Los Angeles. So it presents a great opportunity for Americans to travel to Scandinavia. And what's really interesting is that they recently moved from Star Alliance to SkyTeam. So nowadays we can use SkyTeam partners and their award currencies such as Air France Flying Blue Miles, Virgin Atlantic Flying Club Miles, or Delta Sky Miles to actually book these flights, and sometimes at an awesome value. So let's take a look at some of the ways we can book SAS award flights and some of the ways I've used seats.aero to help me find these flights. So I love to use seats.aero, especially their paid version. No, this is not a sponsorship, but it's a great way to look for award flights and different dates that may potentially work for your schedule. I begin off with actually the Explore tool. So like I said earlier, we want to use Air France Flying Blue Miles to make this booking. Actually, instead of going to the Air France tool, we want to start off with Virgin Atlantic. And I'll get into this a little bit more as well. We want to use Virgin Atlantic because the Air France tool on seats.aero sometimes doesn't show us all of the flights that should be there. And Delta Sky Miles and Virgin Atlantic miles, we can oftentimes see better, more accurate award availability. So I just love to search first using Virgin Atlantic and then um, cross-check that with the Air France website to make sure it's actually there. So when we log into seats.aero, we want to, of course, first change to full year. If we have the pro version, 60 days if we only have the free version. And then we want to, instead of clicking anywhere, we want to do Europe because our ultimate goal is to get to Copenhagen. And in this search box, we want to put in CPH. So CPH is our airport code for Copenhagen. And then we want to click this business class filter so that it sorts by lowest, indicated by the up arrow. And now it gives us a wide range of different options. So these green um, pills, these denote direct flights. So if we hover over them, we see direct. SK stands for SAS Airlines, only 60,000 Virgin points and $5.60 in taxes and fees. We have 4 available seats on this date if we want to go in April 14th to be exact. So as you can see, there's a wide range of different destinations SAS goes from, such as Boston, New York JFK, Chicago, Atlanta, Washington Dulles, sometimes even Toronto Pearson. The thing is, we don't want to look for these blue bubbles. So these blue bubbles, they indicate connecting flights. And oftentimes these will be on Air France. Air France has higher taxes and fees, and it's not exactly the deal we're looking for. So as you can see here, quite a few options, but keep in mind the date ranges are mainly in March, April, and May. So if you're planning to go in these next couple of months, highly recommend you guys to hop on this deal because beyond these dates, I don't see any availability at all. So this may be a deal only for these first couple of months. So if you guys have any intention of going to, the Nordic countries, Copenhagen, highly recommend hopping on let's say we don't want to fly in business class, we can also fly back in business class from Copenhagen to some North American cities. And there tends to be actually a lot better award availability on the way back, surprisingly. So yeah, all these green pills, these indicate direct flights. So we have almost 2 full pages worth of options. Once we start getting to these blue bubbles, we don't want to look at those anymore. So again, we can also fly to Seattle, um, and some of the destinations we mentioned earlier, which is awesome. And a note about the different pricing. SAS charges different amount of miles based off of where you're going in the US. So if you're flying from or to northeastern destinations such as Boston or JFK, it's only 60,000 Virgin Atlantic miles or 35,100 Air France miles, very low. But if we're going from somewhere such as, oh, Toronto also has that rate, but you would have to position to Toronto. Let's say we want to go from O'Hare, Chicago, or Atlanta, or even Washington Dulles. It's going to cost us 75,000 version points, or approximately 40,000 Air France Flying Blue miles. If we want to go even further, such as Seattle or the West Coast, it's going to hover around, I think it's 52,500 miles with Air France Flying Blue. So definitely, if you want to go from the Northeast, specifically Boston and JFK, we can get awesome value from there. So yeah, I in particular was looking at the Boston flights. So we can do Boston here as well. And the one of the last dates they have is May 30th. And on this example, let's just say we want to go on this date. There's 2 seats on SAS, and we should be able to find this award availability on the Air France Flying Blue website. So keeping in mind this date, let's hop over to airfrance.com. Once you've signed in, we're able to book with miles. Again, going from CPH, Copenhagen, back to Boston, BOS. On that date, March 30th, 1 adult in business class. Search flights. Perfect. And as we see here, the direct flight on SAS is displayed to us. It is only 35,100 miles, and get this, only $108 in taxes and fees. And this is much lower than what we get if we were flying back on Air France or KLM metal, because those flights usually have taxes and fees of at least $300 one way. So we often see, flights with 350, 370 miles, which is quite steep to be paying in taxes and fees just for one flight. Surprisingly, once SAS has switched over to SkyTeam, we can book this for quite a few um, miles less, um, quite a few dollars less in taxes and fees compared to, booking Air France. And if you're flying from the US, the taxes and fees are only $33, which is extremely low um, um, in these refundable, transferable currencies. So yeah, this is how we can find our SAS award flights using um, the seats.aero tool, especially the Virgin Atlantic tool. This is a great way to book some of these flights if you were willing to travel in April, March, or May. So in these upcoming 3 months, there seems to be quite good award availability, and there tends to be at least 2 seats or more. Some days only have 1 seat of award availability. So if you guys are looking to travel to the Nordic countries or Copenhagen in the near future, definitely hop on this deal. It's not being talked about that much, but this is pretty much one of the cheapest ways we can get to business class. I know the next cheapest way is 34,000 miles with Iberia, which is also great value. But for my instance, actually, I transferred over some city points during a promotion, a transfer bonus to Air France Flying Blue. So earlier in January of this year, there was a glitch on the city website where we could transfer 1,000 points and get 1,250 Flying Blue miles. So a 25% transfer bonus. This was not published at all. It was never made public. It was an error on the website. There was not even, a sign saying this was um, a limited time promotion. It just said 1,000 points, 1,250 Flying Blue miles. So it was pretty crazy. So I saw that and I immediately transferred it over. I transferred over 44,000 uh, city points and got 52,500 Flying Blue miles. So I intended to originally use those on an Air France Flying Blue promo reward down to St. Martin, but my plans had changed then. And then I saw this great deal with SAS, so I was able to cancel those flights, get a full refund of my points and miles. And surprisingly, I haven't gotten a cancellation fee yet. So fingers crossed that didn't change. So by transferring 44,000 Air France Flying Blue miles, I was able to actually turn that into one way in premium economy and one way in business class from Boston to Copenhagen round trip. And that was pretty exceptional value. So on the way back from Copenhagen to Boston, um, this flight was actually retailing for around $5,400, which is crazy to be spending on, a one-way flight. But, sometimes people have that money. I obviously don't. I use the airline miles instead. So this flight, which was $5,409, we can actually calculate the cents per point value. So by doing 5,409, subtracting the amount of taxes and fees I paid. So earlier I mentioned that the taxes and fees were around $108. But a great thing about Air France Flying Blue is that they give you the option to pay less miles in return for paying more in taxes and fees. So actually, I only had to pay 26,000 miles for additional $170. So I really paid 26,000 miles plus $270 in taxes and fees, which is incredible value because that 270, it's even less than what you would have to pay if you're redeeming on Air France Metal, which is again 300 plus easily. And keep in mind, I had transferred over those miles during this transfer bonus. So in reality, 25% off of 26 thousand points, I really only paid 21,000 miles and $270 for this flight, which is absolutely incredible value. So going back to our calculation, 5,409 minus 270 in taxes and fees, dividing by however much we paid in miles, which was actually 21,000 miles, got us a cent per point of 24 cents per point, which is absolutely crazy. From the initial, booking with those promo rewards, I thought I was already getting great value, but I saw this deal with SAS and I jumped on it and I was able to get, $5,000 flight business class for only 21,000 miles and very little in taxes and fees. And I was able to use those remaining miles to book a one-way in premium economy for even less. So that was an awesome experience. And that's just one testimonial of person using Air France Flying Blue Miles to get outsized value outside of Air France and KLM flights. So please let me know in the comments down below if this is something you guys are interested in doing. If you guys are looking to go to, Copenhagen, in your future and if this is something you guys want to hop on. Because as I said earlier, these flights are mainly in March, April, and May. Beyond the end of May, I haven't seen really any availability at all. So fingers crossed this is a thing going forward. But this may be, one last chance to get a really tremendous value for our Air France miles going transatlantic. Because this was one of the cheapest ways I was able to, get a flight across Atlantic. So thank you guys again so much for following along in this tutorial. If you guys have any questions at all, please leave them down in the comment section below. And please respond if you're looking to use Air France Flying Blue Miles in the future. And if you guys are looking forward to more of these types of tutorial videos. Thank you guys so much and see you guys in the next one.